Okay, let me send out the link and then we should be good. We should be live and welcome. So today we're going to be doing another feedback stream. I have everything set up. We already have one track submitted and we're just going to jump straight into it. So I'm going to be sitting here listening to your tracks. The way that you can submit, welcome everybody. The way that you can submit is going into my Discord. You will probably land somewhere here where you can add some of my music to your playlist. And you can scroll down until you find feedback on stream here, and there you can submit. Also, exclamation point feedback should now be working and it should take you right to the Discord. It's because the bot is live now. So I'm just going to set up the analyzers and we'll see some people come in. I'll wait for a little bit before starting so that some of the regulars can join. There's some problems with the analytics here for me. I cannot show that because it's on the other monitor. I can see how many people there are actually. I can see Malajafai is here. Cristiano, welcome. Hopefully some other people will join soon and then we'll get started. Okay, now it begins. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, we're going to listen to the first track here. This is Skywalker. I think Cristiano in the chat already submitted something. Cyan Legacy. Yeah, this is some high-tech, 185 ppm. Let's have a listen. Second version, nice. Matt, welcome. Very nice texture here at the start. Not yet mastered. Waveform. Turn up my audio bit. No master, yeah. Hello FG. I like the melodic part here. Nice use of the vocal. I was about to say that I'm missing a little bit of progression, but here we are. Overall, what I think is missing is a little bit of stereo work. In terms of all of the leads sound very, very mono. and you want to play a little bit more with the stereo field. There's a few effects in there that are giving it a little bit of stereo. You don't want to purely like rely on the delay or just like a few effects. Wait, what does that say? At some point an atmosphere is gonna fuse, but I think it's too loud. Some stuff to fix. Okay. To be honest, it was not like outstanding. It's like a little bit in a break, so you can get away with that if you want to catch the attention a little bit more. Also with that one, you can make it more stereo and you can wash it out with some reverb, stuff like that. And then it still has the same loudness, but it's less obtrusive, you know? Here with that ARP you could also do a little bit of progression by changing up the melody. I would say mainly with that slow one. That fast one is really cool. What do I recommend? There's a few different options. I'll go through it after the track is over. The ambulance that is passing by is in sync with the track. This is a really nice part. I like the fast-paced part. This is really good. I mean, overall, the track, it's not like I'm saying all of these negative things just because there's negative things to say. When it comes to giving feedback like this, as I always feel like I have to say, is that I only point out the negative things, because if I point out all of the positive things, I would be constantly talking. I want people to hear the track as well. That effect is a little bit dramatic maybe. What you could do is remove some of the lower frequencies while you're doing it before you do the pitch shifter or the frequency shifter, whatever it is. Just to clean it up a bit. Same there, where it goes lower. There's a few things to clean up here and there. Stuff like that, yeah. Overall, I really like the flow of this track. I talked about the progression before in some parts, but overall it's very, very good. Yeah, it needs a proper outro, this track. There needs to be some more stuff happening. But overall, very, very nice. I really liked it. Space Weed. Let's see. This is by Matt J. Very bright at the start. The downlifter can be much lower in volume. This track is also mastered, so it's a lot louder. Also for you guys. Very uplifting. I'm feeling something like a very bright version of a Captain Hook bass, I guess.
We got a complaint that someone's getting high and drunk playing space in the middle of the street.
Yeah, us.
Grimmage Pilgrim, welcome. Thank you. Just a normal rolling bass. It's also nice, very cool. Let's check cleanliness. Yeah, could be a little bit cleaner here on the transients. Make sure you move the bowstring, also on the kick. That's important. I did a video on that. You should check that out. Overall nice tempo. I like it. A lot of interesting stuff happening, I mean. Not like the BPM, that's not very special. It's a very dynamic track. It's not properly mixed yet, I would say. A lot of compression can be used here. Just overall cleaning up stuff like the hi-hats and stuff like that.
Breaker, come in early. This is Rob.
I'm listening on monitor speakers this time. Nice.
Aliens fucked over the carbonator.
You can hear more mixing stuff.
Land on Juniper. Hopefully they got some space weed over.
Vocals could be a little bit cleaner, like just carving out a little bit of space on the other elements, mainly for the high frequencies of the vocal. Overall, very interesting sound design and a lot of stuff happening. I like it. Switch up. Same issue with the bass. You can see that in that offbeat thing here, having some strange beat there. Don't know what that's about. That plug ARP thing is maybe a little bit loud, and you could remove some of the mid-range frequencies there for more clarity on the bass. This one there, that thing. There's a few more elements that have that. This one as well. First time using them after a long time. I hope that you still have that same feeling, you know. It's the same thing when you move house and you change the room of your speakers. I'm a fan of all of the individual leads, but personally I would just stick to one lead per section. Like this is cool with the whole sequence being random, but bar by bar, a little bit strange. Feels a little bit artificial. What's up, Mindy?
I'm getting an ambiguous warning light on the link monitor control subsystem. I'm requesting reallocation of main 05 to C.
Hear this vocal again.
Please advise.
Needs a lot more clarity to live in the mix.
Reallocating their commander bubbles.
Also, it should probably have like a mono component to it.
What's it say, Ricky?
It's basically put together, I guess. Be careful.
Yes, look at that. What's this? Holy fuck, a spacesuit!
Wow.
Oh, decent!
No way. Fucking Decnals, man. Check those out. Thanks, boys. Great.
Almost sounds like an outro, this part.
Let's make toast, boys. Good fucking time today.
This is a good time.
This is a good amount of space for a vocal.
Now let's get this dirty cocksucker in the air. Boys, check her out.
Oh, man, that is fucking cool. Nice Decnals.
Oh, look at my spacesuit, too.
Gonna put it on the launch pad there, Commander.
All right.
A lot of cursing, yes. Yeah, no, the auto pen is maybe not the best of ideas. Because that ruins the mono compatibility of it. It's going to drown in the mix when it's summed to mono. They am all itchy and sweaty. Also, one aesthetic thing, I think that the first harmonic could have a little bit of extra energy as opposed to the lowest harmonic. That usually sounds a little bit more uplifting. Nice, very good. But there's a few things that I would suggest. It's the mixing things that I talked about. You know, like the frequencies and stuff, carving it out of the way for the vocals. Just overall balance, a little bit of volume balance. A lot of things that have to do with dynamics. I saw that this track was very, very dynamic. You could see that here. That's going to be a problem when you go into mastering. So there should be a little bit of work done gluing it all together. Usually that's like bus compression and stuff like that. I now also remembered that I wanted to talk about plugins for a little bit for stereonizing. There's a few plugins I recommend. Personally, I really like Stereo Spread, which I believe might be free. There's also the Generator. This one does it with noise. I'm not much of a fan, but sometimes it's very nice. If you have a noisy texture or something like that, it works really well. Also, we can check Dimension Expander, BX Stereo Maker. I got this for free at one point, but I don't know if it's free anymore. And then a Haas effect is always nice. Few panning stuff, and an M set is crucial for encoding and decoding from like left right to mid side and mid side to left right. And then obviously, like in your sound design, use a chorus, maybe use the hyper dimension, stuff like that. Well, okay, we have a few more tracks. This is HRMS 152 BPM A. Obviously, again, with this nice abstract naming scheme for his tracks. I don't know why he does it, but I'll stop questioning it. But this is 152 BPM A. Nice dark beginning. Where do you upload? You can upload in the feedback on stream here. You type !feedback, you can submit. You'll enter the Discord where you'll probably end up here, where you can add my music to your playlist. Then you scroll down until you get to feedback on stream and you post right here. By the way, Takai, welcome. Ramsey, nice to see you back as well. I like the new logo for Stream Elements. It's a little bit psychedelic. It's a really cool intro. Well mixed. Okay, I'm gonna say the kick and bass at the beginning is a little bit underwhelming. A little bit quiet. I would mix it louder with regards to the intro. Check the cleanliness. That's nice. That's very well done. Even with the hi-hats now, it's a very dark track. A lot of emphasis on the mid-range. I would like to see a little bit more on the high end. Not so much with the synths, but just their EQing. Not in terms of like sound design and stuff, but the mid-range is maybe a little bit too busy here. Davi, welcome. I do like this part. This is nice with all of the variations that you've going on. It's a little bit loud, that lead that you just played, but I really like it. I would wish that it came through more in the track. Maybe use this as a sequence somewhere. That's very trippy. Also, that sound is a little bit on the loud side. There are some mixing things in here that I would consider taking care of. Overall, this Arabic theme that we have now, or the yeah, the chanting almost. I would love to hear that spread out throughout the track also a little bit more. Maybe it doesn't fit with the intro, but those animal sounds definitely do. Here overall you can hear the good use of the stereo field with all of the auto panning. It's a little bit in sync altogether, right? I would say maybe auto pan, some of them left at one point and then some of them right at one point, and then just have them swap sides, right? Like this. It felt like they were all following the same modulation with the auto pan there. And yeah, finish it, I would say. Okay, let's see the next one. This is Master Q Ram Zai. Let's have a listen. If you want to submit exclamation point feedback, and then you can submit your tracks. Strange waveform here. I feel like I'm missing a bass line here. Love Tonight remix. I don't know. Am I gonna get the copyright strike? Bass sounds fairly weak, I would say. Like it has no substance, first harmonic, also sub bass, yeah. Sounds very strange. Also, you could work with the stereo field more on it. It sounds completely mono. It would be nice to have some fills sometime. It's just constant energy. The kick is just constantly playing. And it just becomes wilder and wilder. Finally. Honestly, I like this bassline a lot more, especially when it's low pass. Very open, it does sound a little bit strange. But with that very low pass, you get almost like a Captain Hook feeling. Maybe that would be the best for this whole track, I mean. That leaves you a lot of space for all of the other elements that you want to add. Or maybe like this. This is also nice. Starting to sweat here. Overall, the progression feels a little bit strange to me, the way that you go through the energy levels. Maybe that's something to look at. But I mean, the sound selection and all of that, it's very nice, it's very loud, it's pretty well mixed. There's a few things that I would say, mainly the thing with the bass that I would change, where it doesn't feel like it has any substance, that rolling bass line. Right, so lower harmonic, lowest 3-4 harmonics just felt completely missing to me. Let's see, now we have Kai. Tried copying a track, still kind of working on sound design. New Psy Supernova attempt.frz.wave. Let's have a listen. This is 1 minute long. Very, very quiet. Okay, there we are. Overall sounds very clean, very nice. Again, some stereo bass would be nice on this kind of bass line here. Nice, I like it. Hello Glyph, hello Dean. Di Suyu no. Suyi no. I'm never going to get that right, I'm sorry. I tried, but I'll fail every time. We need at least 30 likes today. Malogify always trying to get the goals. It seems that we're out of music for now. If you want to submit a track, the way that you can do that is by typing !feedback. You'll be able to join here in the Discord. You'll probably land somewhere here, and then you can add my music to your playlist. Then you can scroll down, feedback on stream, and submit whatever you want. There's some other discussion that I was having. I played a little bit with Midjourney the other day. Maybe you saw what I did here. There's a bunch of different things that I tried some text that eventually started to work. There's actually a trick that you can do to kind of force it to generate more and more your exact name. I could have gone with this one actually. No, but it's okay because then I have to do the bottom one as well. Yeah, you can see it's just starting out with like random letters. Even worse here. This is just not what you want. But you were able to basically take an image like this and kind of force it into the image that it generates. I tried it without an image before, and I then tried to do some plants and some stuff. But what I eventually ended up doing was taking one of these images that it generated. So one of the first ones maybe, one of this one probably. And I took one of these space backgrounds and put that in the back. I believe this one or this one, I believe. And you can see what kind of effect that creates if you do a little bit of color correction and stuff like that. And then I burned in the text with like a strange burn mode so that it kind of overlays there. I wish I had a song for sharing with you, but I don't feel confident enough. There's nothing to worry about, my dude. You can share whatever you want. We'll only say good things. As I say before, I do say kind of not negative things, but a lot of pointers that I point out to people to like look at and maybe address. And sometimes I do have a point where I don't see a lot of positive things about the track. That's just because I want to let the track play for so that people in chat can actually hear it, right? So there's nothing to be ashamed about for your tracks, and maybe it can help you actually make better music. On my preview window, it still looks like I'm listening to the thing. It's always behind. Okay, while we're waiting for more tracks, you can still submit, by the way. While we're waiting for more tracks, I do want to do an experiment, because we did have this discussion earlier here, and one of these images was a little bit striking because he's using M-freeform phase, the technique that I developed with M-freeform phase, but he's using a different graph. So I want to look at using different graphs as well. Maybe see if we can make a couple of wavetables for different graphs that we can use. How can I share with you? Exclamation point feedback will get you into the Discord. As I said, you'll land here where you can add some of my tracks to your playlist. Then you scroll down to feedback on stream, and then you can post your track here. Link to a SoundCloud, you can upload it directly. If you have it on something like Dropbox, that also works. Google Drive works, whatever you want. Okay, so I redid all of this. My menu is a lot bigger, there's a lot more stuff now. You can see the dynamics one is absolutely huge. I'm going to have to break this up in a few different subcategories, I guess. Also the EQ one is massive. Have some more stereo stuff, a little bit of extra modulation, some extra things in here. I will continue to use the TR5, the tracks, T-Rex stuff. I added all of my dark integer mod pack stuff here. I'm going to do all of the normal audio effects as well. And here are my most commonly used audio effects. So that's really nice. But for now we just need an instrument that can generate a saw wave. And then we need freeform phase. So this one. And then we can turn off the drawing mode so that we just have nice snappy mode. And then what we'll do is at 1K, we go up, set high quality. This does not need to be oversampled. Okay, and then we'll generate a 5. Let's go for the highest possible quality, I guess. I think making it longer will make it a better quality, right? Because you're playing more cycles that it can interpret. And then we import it in either Faceplant or Vital for the best quality, I think. So what we have to do is then take the depth, go all the way up, and then we can probably record that. That's maybe a little bit too much. What I probably want to do is have the depth at a certain amount. I don't know if I can see that here. Does this show the amounts that it uses? No. What I would then need to do is do this with the VST3 version, actually. So Melda Productions and freeform phase. We just have to do it again, but it's quite easy actually. So we go up, down, and then at 1K like that. We just take this, and here we can go up to an exact percentage. So let's go to 2000%. Let's see. I missed your track. Oh, Klaus. Hello, Klaus. How do I open this plugin list here? This is a feature from the Live Enhancement Suite. This thing here. It's very nice. You should download it. It has this menu feature here, and that's what this is. It looks a little bit strange on Windows because it's just white. That's a little bit unfortunate, but that's just how it is. Okay, so I think if I do like this and then crop clips and then make a new MIDI track for Vital. We should first check in Vital how the import quality is. I think it should be pretty good. Just as wavetable. No, doesn't like that. Pitch splice. It likes that a lot better. I don't know what I did there. There we are. Actually, I'm going to try faceplant. I think that will be better. I'm more familiar with the import modes there. Not using the whole. It's too long of a sample here. That's annoying. Okay, then we have to make this 2 bars for it to work. That's very unfortunate. Ooh, I think I stopped too early there. No, that's just part of how it looks, I guess. Okay. Try that. We still have the old one if by some miracle that can work. Looks a little bit strange because it's not the normal one. That's what's happening here. Let's see if there's DC offset. There is. Remove DC. And this one, right? Frame peaks. Frame peak. Or should it be normalized? I think it should be normalized by the global one. Yeah, that's smoother. Okay, now we can save this. Okay. Cool. Let's get back into some feedback here. Just an experiment. We'll make a bass with it maybe a little bit later. Send the link. Right. We have a link in here. We have a few links in here, I guess. This is just you entering. Which one was first? 41. This is 43. Okay, we'll start with this one then. Perfect. What I wanted to do is I wanted to do an experiment with M-freeform phase that is based off here in technical talk. We had this discussion and I saw this image in here. So here he is just phase shifting the lower part, and it has a phase shift, but it's always the same percentage. You don't get that wavy feeling on the very high frequencies here. And that caused a very strange waveform, I guess. So that's what I wanted to experiment with. We didn't get around making the actual bass with it yet, but we'll do that later. And lighting the dark. Let's have a listen here. This is DEK. I'm not going to pronounce it, I'm sorry. It's very loud, that's one sound there. Also very mono. Overall the stereo work here something to keep in mind. Now it suddenly switches to a triplet. That's a little bit strange. It's like there's two tracks playing at the same time. You want to keep the same rhythm for all of your elements. Also, kick and bass cleanliness here. I think you have some distortion, yeah, on your kick as well. And overall the cleanliness could be a lot better. But the sound design is very nice. I really like this sound just playing now all the time. Now that it's all in the same rhythm. Because of that very loud kick and bass, the rest of the track feels very, very squashed. Also this loop that's coming in now, this kind of drum loop here. Yeah, one of the issues is this, it's just very, very mono. All of the different things happening here. You can see it in even in the SoundCloud waveform. It's just squashed. You're just going a little bit too hard on the limiter. Or clipper or whatever that you're using. Writing on every point. Nice. Here again we go into this triplet melody, which just doesn't work. If you want to do a triplet thing like this, you should make a specific triplet part, maybe for like a second drop. It's been like 2 years since I started to produce music, so I'd say I'm a newbie still. Yeah, I could say, what I would say is that there's a few rigid things that you just need to do, a few questions that you need to answer for each of the sounds of like, what does it need to do, how does it need to sound, and stuff like that. Just putting a triplet rhythm on a normal rolling bassline drop just doesn't work. So you need to ask yourself, what is the bassline doing, what's the kick and bass doing, what are all the drums doing, and what does this lead to do in terms of like melody, in terms of rhythm, even in terms of mix. Another thing I would say is that I would like to have a little bit more energy in the high frequencies here, even though this is a dark track. And part of that's now, because you're squashing it into the limiter, we get a lot of those distorted high frequencies, right, from the limiter distortion that's happening on the kick and bass. Let you listen to the two conflicting rhythms. also just kind of randomly stops and starts. I gotta educate your ears, my ears. Why did I read it like that? What you need to do and what I do every day, not every day, anytime that I'm like mixing or working on details for a track, is I listen to a half an hour of professionally mixed music, like 2 or 3 tracks, on the same system that I'll be working on. As always on an alt account. Other side, at least hopefully you submit something today. How many accounts do you have? The sound design is definitely there. I see a lot of potential. It's just a few decisions that you're making here feel a little bit strange. There is a big impact there with a lot of sub-frequencies. That's not needed. Your sub-frequencies should only be done by your kick and bass if they are playing. I got more and more viewers. Yes, it's happening. I'm growing. It would be nice to hit a record today. That's always nice. Okay. Immediately autoplay. I don't like it. So, for those that don't know, you can submit a track. !feedback will get you into my Discord. You'll land here, add some of my music to your playlist. Then you can scroll down, feedback on stream, and you can post it here. Alright, we have another one. We should, start here. Alom Tas. Let's see. 138 D sharp epic psi work in progress. Synaptic Eclipse. Here also it's hard to establish the rhythm that this track is going to have with some of the placement of the elements. That one, for example, that's really a strange rhythm. But overall, the sound design is very nice. I wish it was a little bit louder. What is the record? I think 23. We need to have to look that up. But we're getting there. Gigi, how are you doing? There's a bit of a mid-range fight going on here with all of the elements, especially that big plucky one. There were also a few elements that were taking up lower sub-frequencies when the kick and bass was playing. I don't think that you want that as well. Good not to have that. Hope you're doing fine too. Yes, I am. It's a very empty part here. Who is Alan Tess here in chat? Also goes by the name Sinestia. This break is very, very long for this track, I would say. Still work in progress. That's good, then you can take all of these points and actually work them in too. I do like the progression here with it opening up. I wish the melody had just kind of gone into the drop like that. That's a really hype synth. Overall, I would say make your break like half the length. And again, that synth sounds really off in terms of its rhythm. I do really like how you seem to consider every element its function. I'd love to see a little bit more difference in terms of like variation between the individual one-shots. But again, that's kind of like a detail work. And one of those sounds, that lower sound that has like a sub-bass thing in there that temporarily messes with your kick and bass. Which overall could use a little bit of extra cleanliness, I can see. You see the transients are kind of like dipping down. You should probably resample for this reason. Yeah, you can see it here better actually. Yeah, this transient is kind of messed by the post ringing of the last bass. Overall, very cool vibe with the plugs. I really like those. It's kind of strange that they just randomly turn off here. Great track. I love it. Very nice. Okay. Next submission side. This is high-tech 194 BPM B minus. Minus minor. Hello? I might be a bit tired, okay? Very clean. Look at that. This is very hype, I like it. Maybe here we get to a point where all of the elements are trying to overlap each other. You should probably have that low wobbly atmosphere turn off here when this other lead is coming in. That low rumbling one that's still in here. (194 BPM). Very nice. Nice. Very high energy. Yeah, the telephone sounds very cool. It's kind of like a high-tech staple, right? The telephony kind of leads. I even did a tutorial on one not too long ago. See if I can find it. I get recommended my own stream as the first thing here. That's kind of funny. Telephone. Yeah, this one.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to make another synth.
This is a really cool video because it's only 3 minutes. It's a very quick one.
I'm first going to play it outside of context, so soloed, and then I'll play it in the context as well, so that you can hear how it fits in the mix.
This kind of thing. That was a really cool sound to make. I'll make a 1 BPM sidetrance track. There's another one here, again by Alamtas. G minor, Principle of Polarity. Sounds very cool. This one is mastered. Okay, I have my volume set for that.
Dark needs the light. As much as the light needs the dark.
Good vocal mix. That one could be a little bit more on top of everything. That vocal shout there, or that part of the vocal. My first release on a label. Nice, very nice. That last bit with the arp was also a place where the vocal could stand out a bit more. Very nice bass line. Very clean. You can see it in the transient, right? Just completely closes here. This one is a little bit less. The kick is maybe a bit on the long side. Very punchy though. Very snappy. To be honest, a little bit less of a fan of the rolling bass line. It feels a little bit floppy to me. Yeah, very quickly goes into the lower frequencies here. It looks very unstable, this waveform. Something really strange happened to it. But overall, the melody and all of that stuff is very nice. Sounds feel like the rhythm doesn't align with the bass rhythm, like it's playing in between two bass transients. This vowly sound here somewhere. There. Quing is the alt account of Side. He is in my Discord. He submitted before the high-tech sound. Excellent, welcome to the stream. Some other new names. Gabrielle, I don't think I said hi to you, but welcome. I really like this melodic part here. It's just strange that it increases so much in volume with the lower frequency. It was good before, but now it's just way too loud. It's just overpowering the kick and bass. Honestly, I was hoping for a switch up here, something different than the same ARP again. Also because it's just so loud. Overall though, the mix is very, very good. There's a very good balance. It's just that one sound that's very loud. Back to the old bass line. I like this bass line a lot more. Nice and groovy. One final thing I would say here as well is to do a little bit more stereo work. The stereo field is very powerful, both for separation as well as creative use. Nice, very cool, very good submission. Okay, we had that waveform from before. Seeing as there's no submissions now, we can make another bass line. Keeping everything in mind for future tracks, as this one is going to be released next month. Nice. Yeah, then you can change it anymore at a certain point, I understand. But hopefully for the next ones, yeah, it's something that you can take away. Can I submit one? Of course you can. Wait, do I have my face planned? Wait, I need to... Wavetables. Where does Faceplant store its wavetables? I think in documents, no? Sorry, I just need to move around that wavetable there. Kilohertz, presets. Faceplant, does it have? Okay, so that's only presets. Let's see, if I go... Because I want to use it in Serum. Because that's the one that I know the most. Wavetable. Save, where does it save? presets, okay. This one. You copy. And then I have to go again, documents. It's a little bit annoying that you have to move around so much stuff, but just how it is. I'll just pop it in here. And now we can use it in Serum. Can I submit one? Yes, of course. Of course. Klaus is here to gatekeep for everyone. M freeform face. M. Oh, I need to rescan it, of course. And then it should. There we are. So this is the wavetable that we made. It looks a little bit strange because now the transient is like that, but this should be okay. Let's define our amount of processing. I guess this will be like where we want to max out, I guess. Ooh. Maybe that's the right amount of processing. Let's go to the second harmonic here. This envelope 16 note. Of course, we set our phase right there. Set velocity. As an auxiliary, we set LFO2 for the volume modulation. A little bit of soft clipping is nice. Get some of our volume back. Let's get a kick. 147. That's fast, yes, indeed it is. If you have the wavetable already ready, then it's really easy. Hard to get it in the exact right position, but that's what you can play with then. I should make a base processing rack for all of this kind of stuff, because there's a lot of things that I just kind of standard do. For example, let's group this together, create another chain. This is a little bit loud for now. 6 on both because we're halving the volume. Because it's a logarithmical form, what that means is that we're halving the volume when you set it to -6. So because we have two chains, we halve the volume and then we double it again, so we maintain the same volume. What I want to do here is I want to set up a particular macro. This is going to go to 50%, and we'll assign that to one of these rack macros here, and then we will use this. I should probably do that with linear phase, although I don't want to. Linear phase is the best one. I'm gonna get all 16 macros in here, and I'll set this to macro number 6. This is the reset. I'm probably going to do like a crazy rack for this, turn all of the 16 macros in to have some kind of function. But for now, we're going to set this to a high pass filter. There's no way to set it to a deeper one, I guess. Oh yeah, it's a linear phase on. Like that, and then at 600 Hertz will then go down by a lot. Up here a little bit. Theoretically, turning this on will make it stereo, no? This part. There we are. Want a little bit of this, I guess. I should probably put the filtering after it. Why this EQ? Because it's linear phase. And I want a linear phase EQ. And this one resets if you just turn it off and on. So I can make this macro. And when I open this rack in the project, I just go boop boop. And then it works. And obviously you can turn it off to get a very intense effect if you want. You can just mix it in slightly. Or you can have the filtered version. This just needs to be the reset, I guess. Okay, we have a few more tracks to react to. Let's go. We'll pop up the analyzers, and then we'll have a listen. What we have is a track by Sonic Flux, and another one with Alam Tas. Alright. Work on prog. Is that a wordplay on work in progress? Or is this an actual prog track? Okay. So signalizer is messing up. Let me just reset signalizer there. I do have to get it from here, right? Analyzer. There we are. Okay. This takes a little bit of time, but I just have to do it. Pop this back away right up here. And this none. It's almost faster just to reload the rack, maybe. But that's okay. Work on prog. Let's have a listen. Creative intro. I like it. Bass cleanliness, especially the phase alignment. And here the transient. In a little bit I'll get myself something to drink. I can feel my hiccups coming along. I'm gonna get a copyright strike by Nintendo for that. Cool digital sound though. hoping there would be a little bit more progression at this point though. Starting out a little bit slow, this track. Also very mono track again, you can see it here, as well as here. This is the average of all of these points. This is completely mono, this is completely out of phase, and you want to be kind of like, I guess in the drop here-ish. Oh, I will, Nintendo is really like that. I think it will be fine though. I don't think they have individual small sounds copyrighted. Especially if it's in a track like this. Honestly, I'm missing a little bit of bass transient. It should have a little bit more click in my opinion. Nice snappy, nice and punchy. It is kind of strange that in Super Mario they use the mushrooms to become stronger, isn't it? Mushrooms and flowers. I think it's code. I think they're just on drugs. The flower is ayahuasca, and then he breathes fire or fireballs or something like that. That's the backstory. There was never a princess. Now the track is really shifting into gear, isn't it? I think it would be good to remove the atmospheres completely at some points and just let all of the synths do the work, get really hype point. Percussion's a bit stronger? Yes. Yes, although the high end is in quite decent place. Could use a little bit more of a bump. Hello Greedo. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, are we breaking records? Needs a little bit to update, I guess. We were at 20 before. Even the bassline could use a nice stereo layer. We have a bassline that we're working on. I'll show you a nice little trick in a little bit. Sophist, how are you doing? Lurking as always. If you have a track to submit, Sophist, now is the time. Actually to anyone. Exclamation point feedback to submit. You guys know the drill. Add some of my tracks to your playlist while you're there. Yada yada yada. Overall the progression is really good. We're now in like the second building up part. I would love it if there were 3. Like building the energy, drop. Building the energy, drop it again. Building the energy, drop it again. Right? Like flows almost, you could say. I only have an ambient one. That's okay. But you will all fall asleep. At the end of the stream, then it would be nice. Then I can go to bed directly. Unfortunately, I have work to do, so that won't be the case, but would have been nice. Overall, the sound design is really cool, really unique. just needs to progress a little bit faster from section to section, and sometimes completely drop the atmospheres so that the synths can really take over and have that real high energy part. I was listening to your last feedback stream in the gym. That way I was able to learn and listen to good music. That's great. That's a good way actually, yeah. You don't necessarily need the visuals, you can just put them on like a podcast. Hello future Majay. I'm speaking directly to you now in the gym. You're doing well with the workout. Keep it going. Don't have anything near finished yet. I've started, but there's a lot to learn. No worries, dude. We can help you. That's why we're here. I agree. Very, very good track. Overall, and there's a few detail things that hopefully I pointed out throughout while the track was playing, but a very good submission nonetheless. Alam Tas, let's hear Arabic falafel. A little bit less with the title from the last one. Very wide range of topics that you're covering. One is like spatial stuff. What was the other one again? Principle of polarity. Very, how would you say that? Very strong sounding. This is just Arabic falafel. Let's hear. So a couple of months I had a friend visiting and we just messed around for fun. Okay. Still, I'm just going to judge it as any other track. Really strong theme at the beginning already. Ooh. High-tech, I never produced high-tech, but it was a fun session. Nice. Here we go. Look at your cleanliness. That would be something to address. Usually for high-tech you see that the kick is just one quarter note, not two quarter notes. This is very high energy, I like it. So you would have 3 bass notes, right? And you would make space in the kick for that. But overall, very, very good. I was doing some stretches, couldn't actively participate. A broadcast, like listening, is still nice. I don't mind, it's nice to have people listen to what you have to say. This is indeed very, very fast. It is very bouncy though. I really like the bouncy feeling of it. Maybe that is because of just the gallop pace. Again, overall the track could use a little bit more stereo, because everything sitting in the mono field is a little bit strange. The stereo field is something that you can play with and that you can use. That's really cool, I really like that lead. atmospheric part. To be honest, that rhythm synth can keep on going longer, even here. You can use that to fill up the space a lot more than you're doing now. And suddenly kick and bass. Let's see, do we have some more submissions now? Not yet. I'll show that bass stereo track that I wanted to show as well. And then I'll take a little break after. Here we go. Does really work well together, those two elements, the calming harp and then the stronger synth. And if you were to use the stereo field more with that in terms of separation, then this would be a great track. Now it's a very good track, but it's just using, or it's missing one of the key elements, right? You have volume, frequency separation, and then you have the stereo field where you can place different elements. Just maybe the kick transient could be a little bit more prominent. Yeah, I think there are some issues with the cleanliness which may be causing that. You can see a little bit of post ringing here, especially. Yeah, there's some small mixing things that you could do. In terms of songwriting, this is amazing. It just needs a mix that facilitates that songwriting, right? Bouncing Noise, welcome. We are having a nice Sunday. At least I am. I hope everybody else as well. Okay. We do have another track. Klaus came in clutch with another track, so we'll listen to that. Oriental. This is some ambient kind of stuff. Now I have to. Hey, you guys, stay quiet for a little bit, then I can get my 5 seconds of sleep here. Matches very well with the theme of the last track. Frequency sequencer with another track. I'll be taking a break in a little bit as well, so you guys can keep submitting. I want to show that bass trick that I talked about before. I really like it. It's just a little bit strange that every time it's that same clicky effect, because the rest of the track is so progressive, right? And then it's the same effect over and over again. Maybe make a few changes in it, or just not use it for a couple of times. Because all of the other stuff is so nice. And and it's the repetitive thing is a little bit strange, I would say. It's also very much in the foreground because it's so much high frequencies. I would suggest lowering its volume a bit. Now we get some kind of warm pad. I just really want to thank you for what you're doing for us. No worries, dude. I love doing it. All of the positive reception makes it worth it. Well behavior, welcome. Yes, another feedback session. Maybe at this point a sub bass would be nice. Just have it kind of like a V's bass kind of slowly come in. Add a little bit of extra stability to this track. Thank you, EG. Get some drums here, a little bit of rhythm. Yeah, at this point, that effect playing every time, again and again, this exact same way is just starting to get annoying and in the way of the rest of the track, to be honest. I'll buy you a masterclass, sir, hoping to get a wider vision. Thank you. Yeah, it's the masterclass is one of the best ways, I would say, to learn from me, because I make a whole track. Obviously, I cannot do that in like YouTube videos. There's a lot of details that you cannot really get to in any tutorial that is really well covered in the masterclass. Because it's 24 hours of just me working on one track. It's like revisiting, working on details, all of that stuff. And overall, I just cover a lot of topics that are helpful for beginners. Cleaning your bass, mixing, mastering, sound selection. Nice, nice, great stuff. Bouncing noise, I think I already said hello. But if not, hello again. Can I send one? Of course you can. Always. We have a Patrick typing as well. So you can always submit and we'll just get back to them whenever we get to them. I want to show a cool bass trick that I know. So, kick and bass here. I guess sounding alright. We can implement it actually in here. Let's create a new outer rack for our inner rack. This is going to make sense in a while, actually. So, what we'll do is we'll map this to macro 1. And this to macro 16 again. And we have to up the count. This will be part of the stereo processing. So this will be same channel. Yes, you join in here. When you join the Discord, you'll probably land here. There you can add some of my music to your playlist. Then you can scroll down up until feedback on stream. And then right here, exactly there. Perfect. Okay, so this will be expander. ER has to go because that doesn't stay on that part there. This will be the reset. I'll make that gray to signify that this is a how would I say, like a control, not so much for the tone but just for the control of the device itself. And actually I'm going to set this to macro number 8 and we'll call this bypass. That way we have two control parameters here. the bypass when it's off. Okay, let's map this the other way around then. If you turn the bypass off, it turns on the rack, right? No. Why not? How does this work? Ah, like this, perfect. If you turn on the bypass or turn up the bypass, it will go lower. You don't want that. Because of its mappings. That's unfortunate. I don't know why. Utopian brain farts. Nice username. Welcome. Nice. Okay, so the trick that I wanted to show and why we're here is to use an effect called where is it? Stereo spread. This list became longer for me. Also, what I want to do is in here. Let's see. Can I just configure this? No. Yes, right, if I just move these, doesn't that figure it? Doesn't matter, because we have this. We set this to macro 2, and then band 5 to macro 3 here. Nope. Band 5 frequency. There we are. This is just for tonal shaping, right? So we have a low pass and a high pass for this effect. Two. This goes to 3. And we'll color code all of the effects so we just know the separation. And here we can do our mapping like this. We want to set a maximum of like 3000 and I guess a minimum of 100. And this has to go the other way around. So at the highest point it needs to be, let's say 10,000. And here 1000. Okay, so now if we open this up. Wait, 5 is not the... Oh. Okay, then that needs to be 6 actually. We unmap this. And then we just map this to... Was it 5? Here, right? Now it should work. Sorry guys, a little bit boring, but yeah, there we go. Now we can set it however we want. Doesn't go lower than 100, but that's okay. Perfect. Okay, so the next one that I want to add is amp stereo spread. And again, it doesn't have a configure. Or it does, nice, okay. This one I want to set to there. And then the minimum frequency I want to be able to set here. Actually, let's set the minimum frequency to 6. Yes, because this is the outer one. Perfect. Okay, and then I want this one 5. Do something here. I'm going to set this to 7, and then I want to also set the focus. Those are the parameters that we want. This is another stereo. Okay, so this is going to be spread. This will be amount of bands. This will be the focus, and this will be a high pass. So this is a different stereo effect, so that means that we're going to give it a different color. And this is M stereo spread. The dimension expander is off. Let's play with the M stereo spread instead. Oh, we have to do the mapping, I guess. So the bands, we go from 0 to 50 bands, I guess. The focus, 0 to 100%. Spread amount, 0 to 50%. I'm just setting minimum and maximum on what I think will work best. Yeah, perfect. You want to set them nice and broad, so for any edge cases it will also work. Now the spread goes up. Need a few more bands. And you can tune the stereo field of your bass like this. Listen to the difference. A little bit boring. Nice and glued together. Nomad, how are you doing? Welcome. Okay, so it's been almost 2 hours that I'm live. I'm going to take a little break and I'll put on some music for you guys to judge and to listen to. Hoor wat, as we say in Dutch. I spent my whole afternoon giving you guys feedback, so now I want something from you in return in terms of feedback. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the master of this track. This is called In the Beginning, and it will be the opening track for my new EP. I'll leave you guys here with this track, and I'll be right back. Hello? Need a little bit of time to think about that one for some reason.
far into the past.
Interesting topics where a lot of times people ask me if I believe the Big Bang Theory. Instead of saying that I believe them, we have overwhelming evidence that the universe was once very small and very hot. That much is absolutely true.
I'll go back in the chat after the song. Hello, Justin. I would change the kick and bass. I do really like how this kick and bass turned out in the end, actually. Very clean. But maybe tonally it doesn't work. To me it sounds on point, but let me know what you guys think. I'll go back in the chat and answer all of the questions now. Let's go. I have an important question no one's able to explain before. How do you give a sound? How how you give a sound is on one space in the mix. Like, is there an example of a lead coming in and not disturb another sound at all? Yeah, so there's 3 points of... I'll wait for the outro before I start speaking. The song has over 250 different unique sounds, 250 audio tracks, and in total the project was 345 tracks. You don't have to listen to it again. With all of the groups included and all of the helper tracks and all of that stuff. So, how do you separate elements in the mix and make space for an element? There's 3 positions of separation. You have volume, you have frequency, and you have stereo field. I guess there's a 4th one as well, which is time. If one element plays after the other element, then obviously there's like space in between, so they're spaced out and they have their own space. But the main important ones when elements are playing on top of each other are EQ, making sure that they have different spectrums so that they're separated that way. For example, a kick and bass has a lot of low frequencies, so you don't want your leads to also have a lot of low frequencies that can compete with your kick and bass. Also, you want to maybe make some space for percussions in the high end, so that your percussions have a unique space that they can sit in. The higher frequencies, usually like 12K, that kind of area, 12 to like 16K. That's where you want to make the most space for your hi-hats to sit in. You don't have to compete with the aggressive high-end from like your leads and sequences and stuff. And then obviously the volume is almost self-explanatory. If one sound is a lot louder than another sound, then it's going to stand out and therefore has its own space. It sits more in front of the other sound. And in terms of stereo field, if some sounds are very mono and other sounds are very wide, then the perception is going to be one sound is going to be perceived like right here in the middle of your head if you're wearing headphones, and then the other sound will be like kind of like outside. If it's really stereo, if it's too stereo, it will feel like almost too much, like out of this world kind of thing. But there's like a sweet spot where you can have one sound in the mono field, usually again kick and bass, and then leads more towards the sides. Hopefully that answers your question. That was a little bit of a ramble. I should probably clip that and just turn that into a video, because I think that was a good explanation of what I was trying to say. What am I drinking? Pepsi. Great choir, Bulgarian? Yes, it's one of those Bulgarian choirs. I really like it. Wide bass? Yes, this is the same technique that we used in here with the stereo spread. Let's see, anything else I need to get to? Hello, how can I send my track for you to listen? Exclamation point feedback. What that will get you is, it will get you on my Discord server. You will be welcome here, and then you'll probably land here on this landing page. Here you see this very cute face of a nice guy, and you can add his music to your playlist. I think you can maybe even do it, yeah, right there. Play on Spotify, and then you can add it. There's a lot of cool tracks in here. Once you've done that, you go in here and you just scroll until you find feedback on stream. And here you submit your track, and then I'll listen to them. I think we were right here at frequency sequencer. That's where we're going to continue. And again, I have to reset the stereo analyzer because it messes up. I should just have a few of them preloaded in there, so if one messes up, I can go to the other one. I just have to change this and then put it in its exact spot. Also notice that this is a little bit like this, which means that we can make this bigger and then we can see more. Okay, so this is Last Goodbye by Frequency Sequencer. Let's go. So kick and bass and mono rest in stereo. Well, it's not so black and white. You can even use multiple levels of stereo, if one is very stereo and another is a little bit stereo. And also the kick and bass. The kick is completely mono for me, but the bass sometimes, or most of the time, has a stereo component, which I showed before. drums feel a little bit on the loud side. Overall, the mid-range is a little bit muddy here in this part, I would say. But now the kick and bass is gonna come in. Hopefully we have enough space. It takes a while for this track to get going. Kind of strange how some of the elements just kind of stop. Yeah, the transitions aren't very smooth here. Things just kind of happen. Immediately into the wild part, the energetic part, without any warning. Kick and bass cleaning is important. Also the alignment. Overall the sound design is very good and the processing. Just some things to fix up. Melodies feel kind of random, to be honest. There's not a lot of progression, there aren't a lot of fills in here. Parts where the synths switch up, where we get something new, where we get more drums, stuff like that. That's really what I'm missing. This is nice. There should have been a fill or a little bit of a build-up going into that, for example, in terms of flow. Again, cleanliness. Here you can really see how it messes with the transit of the kick. But overall, very cool sound design. I like it. That was a nice effect, I like that stereo effect. Now we're here. This is a clean part, here you can see it, right? I guess not. Look, transients messed up. Resample, my guy. Nice clean vocal. Very well mixed, I like that. This is a good part. And then again, it just needs better transitioning. It is using a lot of the stereo field, yes. I don't know if that's the low frequencies, it may be. I don't think I can check in any good way. Nice guitar bits. That's one of those elements that would be a theming element and that you can use a lot more in the track to maintain a little bit of a theme into it. actually drop this playlist in the chat. Give me a second. This is cool. The playlist that I'm posting in the chat is a playlist. Here, I'll open it. The playlist that with everything you need to know about the Sidetrans base. There is a particular video in here which is very, very important, and again, it's really applied here. Is your Sidetrans baseline clean? Here's how to fix that. This is where I go over how to do resampling and making sure that you have a clean kick and bass so that it translates well onto bigger PA systems, other systems, and that's one of the main critiques that I would have for this track, other with the fact that it has no flow through it. I don't really have a good tutorial yet on transitioning, energy levels and all of that stuff. I really want to make one. What I want to do is I have a sample pack that I'm working on, which I'm going to work on again after I finish this drum pack, which is almost finished. Let's see, transition material here. Yeah, we have a bunch of different BPMs. You can see I need to make a lot of them. But this 145, there should be a lot of risers. And then 150, I think, is almost done in terms of risers, downlifters. You can see a lot of transitioning material. I'll probably make a lot more because I've really gotten good at making samples a lot faster. And I think these are quite old as well. But yeah, there will be a sample pack with transitional material for a bunch of different BPMs that you can use within your tracks. Also, I believe in my masterclass I talk about this, about cleaning it. Somebody talked about the masterclass before about buying it, so I want to do a quick plug here while there are many people watching, and then we'll go into the next one. This is my store, projector.gumroad.com. I think there's a command even for it, maybe !store. There's a lot of different products, a lot of different sample packs, a wavetable pack, and then the masterclass. These are really nice because there's 24 hours of video footage, and you can see my big face and then all of the timestamps here. How long it takes me to talk about the kick, how long it takes me to talk about the bass, other drums, arrangement, atmosphere, theming, synths and sequences, effects, controlled randomness, which is a cool topic, details. I talk about processing, then making a second drop, a breakdown, how to make a third drop, finalizing a production, preparation for a mix, an initial mix, and then final mix. And finally I do the mastering and conclusions. Conclusions was really filmed to get to 24 hours, but I was short by 4 minutes. Actually, I don't make high-tech anymore. I've been making 120 BPM lately. Nice. Finding your sound, right? Takes a while. Actually, I can make this bigger. I can make this... Ooh. Nice and dark now. I could click this, doesn't really matter. 120 BPM is the default tempo in Ableton. Not if you change it in your template. How not to be so repetitive but still make good variations and still be productive. Gets me every time. That's one of the things that's just experience. It takes a long time to get the experience, to get the flow going. The thing to look out for the most is your arrangement rules. And I have another video to shout out here because obviously I've made a video on that topic. Arrangement. This one here. Hello everybody. This is a 40-minute video. It goes all into arrangement, different segments, energy level here, very important. And then structural density, looking into an actual production. And then the division rule. This is another very important thing here. Melodies in there, breaking rules, element types, a whole bunch of different things here. This is the first video where after the editing, I went back and recorded more stuff because I felt like, oh, there's more stuff to say. Anyway, Patrick Chusa, let's see. I'll try to pronounce it. I'll just show the title. Koi Ang Ning 143G work in progress. This is a year old and he wants to know if he should continue to work on it. Let's see, hopefully it can play in here. There we are. Some crazy sound design from the start. Really nice. Clean kick and bass. Me like. So here overall the progression with the fills and the elements that you're adding is really nice, but it could use more automations, more effects. So we have been listening to that metallic synth for a little while now. It's kind of going out here. To be honest, I think it should just stop completely here. In this part, this is where other synths should take over. But before that, you should use automations to slowly, gradually change the sound, change the tone. Maybe with a flanger, maybe with a phaser, comb filter, some sound design technique if you have it available. Even format shifting or something like that. Everything is getting itchy, by the way. I actually like how these vocals are mixed because it's clear that it's not meant to be understandable. But it's just a nice loop in there, nice little texture. A little bit of an alternative break, I would say. Would love a little bit more of a building up feeling to it. I see the kick getting louder, but that's about it. This is a very long break as well. This is nice, I like this section. Good mix on your percussions. You have the little hump in here, which is what you want. A little bit of a boost in the higher frequency so that they stand out and get that little spicy feeling to it. I think overall we said that the blendiness was fine, right? Yes. To be honest, your bass could use a little bit of an extra transient, a little bit more high frequencies maybe. Allows it to stand out a bit more. Yeah, the break is too long now. Also, there's no flow through it, right? Things just kind of remain static for the section that they play in that break. And it's kind of the same problem that you had with the drop, where you're lacking automations and change throughout the sound. Variations and stuff like that, mainly through effect automation, I would say. It's a very watery vocal, but I like it. It's a cool kick, I like it. It's a very punchy kick. There we are. Nice. Great submission. We have a few more. I have a chat here. I don't know what that's about. But we have wild behavior with Skiza. Skiza underscore 7904 underscore dash underscore output underscore dash underscore stereo underscore out dot mp3. Let's go. I was able to do the whole thing. Yay. This is interstellar music. I love it. I'm 90% sure that this is Omnisphere, isn't it? Some kind of Omnisphere patch. Vocals need extra brightness. They need to stand out in the mix. They also need extra volume. You need to make space for it. Vocal mixing is one of the hardest things to do because you need to make sure that the vocal is understandable for the listener. Now I'm trying to hear what he is saying and I can't because of the mix. This track is 6 years old. Wow. Six years ago I wasn't even making psytrance. Overall, the groove is very good. Kick and bass cleanliness. Nice, nice, nice. Could use a bit more processing. And this thing here. I think it's the sweep there that's maybe a bit on the loud side. You make psytrance for 32 years, wow. That's longer than I've been alive. Even this vocal can use a bit more space. Nice melodic part. That's really good. Nice work with all of the one-shots, I like that. Maintaining the rhythm with like... It's technically called grid synths, right? I mean, production-wise you can tell that you've been doing this for a while. There's a few mixing decisions that I don't agree with. But other than that... It's how progressive was before all of the changes, yeah. 6 years ago, that's before Vici Vini, right? Vini Vici, whatever. Ares, how are you doing? Alexi, welcome. To submit your track, you just join the Discord. You'll land on this page. Oh, sorry, I'll go back to it. You'll land on this page where you can add my music to your playlist, and then you scroll down, feedback on stream, and you post right here. I was later. This is where we were. It's annoying that it stops playing when you move to a different chat. I wish there was a setting for it not to do that. Maybe there is, and I just need to find it. That's very loud, that sound. I wouldn't do that personally. But overall the rhythm is very, very good between all the elements. something that you call global rhythm, where with many elements you make one rhythmical idea. Spotify link works? Yes. Any link works. As long as it plays in the Discord, then it will work. Or in the browser. 1988. I actually can see my demographic on YouTube, and there's like 5% 55 or older, I think. Or is it like 65 and older? Something like that. It's kind of crazy imagining Rajaram listening to my music. Or watching my tutorials on how to make a bass line. Here again, would be a great place to start working with the stereo field. That main distorted sequence, for example, could become more stereo over time. Damn, both of you are double my age. It's kind of crazy to think about. Still have so far to go. Remember, Fort is exactly where it's top secret. You don't want to dox yourself, indeed. Final thing I'll say is the kick transient could use a little bit of extra high end, a little bit of luftikus to get those airy frequencies out and give it a nice snap, I would say, because it already has the punch. For some strange reason it changes every year, yes. How old am I? I'm 26. 26 and a week, to be exact. Okay, very nice, very nice. Let's see, next track is by Psy Miracle. This is ID 150G test. Those are the welcome things. It's just 30 seconds though, so it's gonna be a quick one. Nice. I'm assuming that this is not finished, so it would be a little bit harsh to go too harsh on here, but actually this looks pretty clean. Very well done. This is done with the wavetable technique, guys. As you can see that the phase rotation is not more than 180 degrees. Because each cycle looks the same. If you don't do it, then different cycles will look differently within your baseline. So that's how you can check if it's done with a wavetable. Cool, yeah, no, there's not a lot to say. It's in the beginning stages. And overall, there's of a track. Tell me about kick and bass is clean or not. I would say, yeah, it's clean enough overall. Let's pause on it again. Yeah, all of the things return. Here you can see a little bit of post ringing into it, but the kick I think is not that bad. It's your bass that I would see maybe has a little bit of post ringing, like going down here. But that's very, very minor. I don't think that that will be a major problem. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. A little bit late indeed, but doesn't matter. Still very well received. Next track is Hypersound, Shaza, Lucid Dream. Hypersound or Shaza. I think he changed his name in the Discord. Either way, Lucid Dream, let's have a listen. Starting very lucidly indeed. I like it. I'm a kid indeed, yes. Ooh, vibe change. Very dark suddenly. Let's check for cleanliness. There's not a lot going on in terms of leads. Kick is a bit quiet and has some post ringing going into it. Very strange sound design. It's a very empty track. But the stuff that is there is very cool. Overall, the kick and bass could use like 4 dB of extra volume. Also just some more high frequencies, I would say. Or like middle high. They feel low pass. Greedo coming in with a donation. Very nice. I thought I turned that off, by the way, because YouTube takes half my money when you donate through Super Chat, but I guess not. Thanks either way. I don't even know if it shows up on the stream with a little pop-up, but it does show in the chat. Thank you very much. Yes, half, because it's just part of my like standard monetization. Which, I mean, it's still good, right? They provide me a platform where I can just infinitely live stream or post videos, so they should take some money for that. I can send you a short snippet of a track I started yesterday. Feel free to do so. That's very nice. Overall, I'm lacking a little bit of progression at this point here in the track. I feel a switch up, something new being introduced. Has anyone ever told you that you look a little bit like Yoda? There we are, there's the switch up. I was hoping for it a little bit earlier. We can also check cleanliness now. Yeah, the kick transient is completely missing. And there's some post ringing going into all of the transients. Also, this bass note is too loud or not properly aligned. But the vocal mix is good. This is Lord of the Rings vocal. My precious. I look a little bit like Golem now that I shaved my head in the last year. Year and a half already. I just don't have a ring near me. Very sad. Yeah, I still think that the kick and bass is too quiet for this track. I do really like those atmospheres. They are very nice. With the bandpass on there. Changing tone. I guess that's a pitch change, but it's masked by the fact that the limiter goes away and then it changes. Oh. I don't even remember why I did that, but we were here. I just saw that somebody posted in general and the intrusive thoughts won immediately and made me click. It's annoying. I have to remember only to do that when it's like playing on SoundCloud. Barono, how are you doing? Welcome. Yeah, it's kind of the same problem as the first drop in that at some point the sounds that are in here and just repeating for like 2-3 minutes become boring as they're not progressing. 20 people, 20 likes. My Logify should be proud. Or maybe he thinks it's not enough. Knowing him, he always wants more. 24 now. Nice. He wanted to hit 30. At this rate we'll get there. Overall the sound design is really clean. Very, very good. You just need to work a lot on making sure that it progresses over time. Right, so that new things happen and new things come in and stuff like that. I do really want to quickly check the general chat. Oh, it's just some emote. I thought maybe somebody misposed there and then I would go back to have to check, but that's not the case. Nomad Digital featuring Serena Lion Sod. That's a very strange name. But we'll have a listen either way. I'm going to get struck so hard on this one. I'll just mute this in the vault if I get a strike. That's unfortunate, but... I wonder why the channel only has 7.94k subs. It's because I'm still growing. That's just what happens with the channel. You grow for a slow time, slow, and then suddenly at some point you'll start to take off. And my time is still to come. That's really cool. I think Indian maybe? Morocco. Ah. Honestly, I would have loved it if the drop was a little bit longer. Even on a vocal chop like this, having the drop on there would be really cool. And then you make this your break. Do you actually have all of the licenses for these vocals and stuff, or am I just going to get a copyright claim from somewhere? It would be really good if this is like an actual release that you have. Because it sounds absolutely wonderful. I could definitely see this working at a rave wherever in the world because it's so unique. All clear, perfect. Nice. Yeah, this is just perfect production, I would say. Could make use of more of the stereo field. This is mastered, so you would ideally want more of like a triangle like this, even if the bass is playing. Because for EDM you really want that strong mid-range stereo field, right? And that grittiness all out of it. Currently, some of the bass is just completely mono. Even the snare usually has some stereo component to it in drum and bass. And the vocal can be more stereo. But in terms of production, this is great. Absolutely fantastic. And nothing more to say. Okay, so now we have Mama Said. Let's see. Let's see what Mama said. Ale, X, and Aji Melli. I hope I'm also in the clear for this. I think this is some kind of hip-hop track. Yes. It's louder. Fucking all the thoughts, getting telegraph, running from the cops, trying to get us. Always getting locked, but I learned a lot, niggas really not your nigga. Mama said, who's the one you locked up? I was like, damn, let's cool mama. Not even the ones in my crew, mama. Only a few. Nice vibe. Thank you, mama. She's in the pro, but it's cool. Mama said, don't worry about it through you. Just worry about it when mama said was true. Yes, FG, that was drum and bass. Yes, yes. Jump up. It's like the fast wobbly drum and bass. In terms of mix and production, this is really good. Like vocal is sitting in there nicely. Mama said these hoes aren't really your hoes and your bros aren't really your bros. Mama said you gotta do you and what you could use a little bit more high end, maybe like the 7-8K boost of a few dB, 2 or 3, to get that crispiness out of your vocal. Also your ad-libs, you could make those a lot more stereo, like ultra wide, right? So in the mono mix they fall a little bit behind more, and in the stereo mix there's a clear separation between the main vocal and the other vocal. And the ad-libs and all of the supporting stuff. And he's singing as well. Sometimes you so scared. Nice. I like that. And autoplay. I don't like that. Moving on. How many more tracks do we have? Oh, quite a few there. Check this new It's Not Finished. Third Chance 2.mp3.
Encounters that we describe as encounters with elves and fairies in the Middle Ages. Encounters that shamans to this day describe as encounters with spirits.
Great vocal mix and overall great atmosphere being set up here.
It's as though in each
Kick and bass coming in.
Civilization, we construe experiences according to our cultural background. So they called them fairies and elves in the Middle Ages. Shamans called them spirits. We call them ETs today. But if we're really going to crack this problem, and it is a problem, and it is a mystery, I'm not dismissing it, it's a very important mystery. We're going to crack it. We're going to have to use psychedelics.
Kick and bass is really quiet. This whole track actually. Cleanliness. Strange transient to it. To the bass, I mean. Also, the kick is very short. Now I notice. The kick just completely stops here. That's not what you want. Sounds very empty to me. Like you're missing a few elements. Which obviously it's still work in progress, so that should be expected. But the overall sound design is very, very nice. Nice and dark, nice and mysterious, as the vocal suggested it would be. SMB Gypsy, welcome. This plugin is called Signalizer. Right here at the top. Signalizer. And there's a couple of different modes, so each of these is an instance of Signalizer, and you just set it to a different mode to get the different view that you want. I like that vocal. That's really nice. I hope it comes back every once in a while in the track. Yes, that it is a plugin, yes, indeed. I'm sorry to say, Gypsy, but you're fairly hard to understand. At least I'm glad that you like the music. If you want to submit some of your own music, ! Feedback. No, this isn't from Isotope, no. This is just something that you download from GitHub. It's like a one developer kind of project. Just Google Signalizer VST and you'll be able to get it. It's free, by the way. Nice. Overall, very nice track. I didn't talk much about the track. I think it was obvious that there was a few weird things happening. Kick and bass is very quiet. Overall, the track is very quiet, but that's all just products of it still being in production. I hope I talked enough about the details. One of the things that maybe I should say is that, again, we hear a little bit of a lack of using the stereo field. Everything being very, very mono. I think I have to pump out a video on stereo processing again in the near future, so I'll add that to my list. Either way, Kick Bass Punch V1.mp3 by Wild Behavior. Let's go. We need 2 more likes for 30. Yes, indeed. 2 more. We'll get there before the end of the stream. I'll ask again in like half an hour or so, and there will be a few more new people here to like it. I think that would be a record in and of itself, in terms of like amount. Very meditative intro here. I like it. Try working on the stereo fields. There does seem to be some more stereo in here, I can tell, yeah. Nice. Very unique bass line, I like it. Almost like a Captain Hook kind of feeling with the slow atmosphere and plugs that you have going on in here. And obviously the kick and bass is very clean at this point. You save yourself the trouble by just not extending into the part where the kick transient is. And having the kick less than half a bar long. Here again is a good lesson on global rhythm. We have a kick and bass that's doing something with the offbeat. We have an offbeat hat, and then we have an eighth note rhythm on that main synth. All of that culminates in a very glued together rhythm throughout the track, which gives this really nice groovy feeling that we're listening to now, right? I hope you guys hear the same thing that I'm hearing. Captain Hook meets infected mushroom. Yes, indeed. Couldn't have said it better myself. Nice synth here with a nice groovy synth. It's also a good idea of like progression. You're progressing up to a high point and then you just drop it all and you start over again. Very nice. You see, now you have a different space for different elements to start increasing the energy level over time. It's very, very groovy. You can't help but dance to this. Did the groove invert? I don't think so. It's still a normal, like 1/8 groove. Bum, 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 bum. Something like that. It's just that the bass line kind of slides into it, which gives it some swing. You can hear it if you compare that part where there's the double kick, or the little kick fill or whatever. But here again, building up to the main energy. For some of those sequences you can open the filter cutoff even more going towards the end here, right before you cut it off. Could be roughly here, I guess. There we are. And then all that remains is kick, bass and a clock. Or that very cool hat. Very cool. Hello, at least one coffee. Welcome to the stream. Now we can see what this kick and bass is doing. It's almost like it, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's just a sliding bass that stops earlier and then has a little bit of modulation that it opens up here a little bit there, I guess. But that can also be just extra stuff from the hi-hat. Either way, great track. I'm going to remove this little fiddle here. 2 seconds. Let's see, what do we have? GRMS 156. That's indeed 156. Just straight into it, no hesitation. on the edge of being clean. I'll give you that it's clean, okay. Cybernetic, how are you doing? Welcome. Which track is now? This is 156 by Harham S. The second to last track in the feedback on stream channel. It's still sounding a little bit empty, it's just the same synth over and over again, for now. You get some more atmospheres, but I would love to have some extra one-shots, a little bit of extra detail synth. And for the main synth to just stop and give some other sound a little bit of time to shine, you know? Yeah, now that this synth is coming through, I would consider completely turning off that main synth that you had before. And maybe even the atmosphere here, so that the atmospheres are associated with the other synth in that case, like from a songwriting perspective. Yeah, here you have a different atmosphere and different synths, so you get a different association, right? With this atonal stuff. That's really cool. Nice. Good stuff. Next. Wild behavior again. This is Joseph. Capsized. I hope I don't get blamed for this. Overall, great flow. There's something nice and slow to chill too, I would say. Nice. Next one is Side with a very strange title. Square bass Psy 138 G minus no square bass. Makekatsue. What does that mean? Square bass but no square bass. Okay, we'll find out, I guess. Let's see. I'll go back to Ableton for a moment before going to bed. Thanks, Projector, and everyone. See you next time. Thank you, dude. Thank you for your submission. It was a square bass, but you removed it. Okay. I see. A lot of Arabic themed stuff today. At least this also sounds Arabic to me. Arabic.
Most civilized people are out of touch with reality. They confuse the world as it is.
Overall, great vocal mix already in terms of the clarity.
And describe it.
Kind of gallop groove we have here. All good and clean. We love to see it. Circle bass, yes. I was about to say triangle bass, but then I remembered that that's an actual waveform. Actually really nice. It has a nice tonality to it. It's lacking a little bit of like mid frequencies, I would say. Or like standard psytrance stuff. But it actually works really well with this particular track, I would say. I'm missing a few fills that aid in the transitions. The transitions just kind of happen now at random. Maybe this will be a fill. Yes. So this is a fill where you're transitioning from something into something else. That's what you want to use anytime you go between elements. Oh, that's it. Okay. I wanted to say something more, but I forgot. I guess that's okay. What one? No, yeah, no, that's everything I wanted to say. Sorry. I'm getting tired. You can tell, I think. 30 likes reached. Did we? It still says 29 for me, so it will take a little bit of time to update, but we have a new goal at least. 35, 100% would be a record if we would get there. I don't know if we've ever gotten so close. Okay, Matt J, 180 BPM hardstyle, first attempt at this. Vocal samples are from a friend, kinda silly track. I'm very scared of this one. Straight out of the gate, full power. We love it. Not clean at all, doesn't matter. It's a meme track. Do I sidechain my voice with the music? Yes, the music is being ducked by my voice, so you can hear me when I say something. Kranye is the vocalist. Okay. We have everybody here then. Could be more stereo this track here. Again, if you're going for a master track, you want to fill up the stereo field. Honestly, myself, I wouldn't go for a delay on that pitch bending pad, so that the pitch bend can really stick out. Hey man, where can I send you a track? Exclamation point feedback will get you into my Discord server, and then you go feedback on stream, and then you drop in the link here. Matt is a genius. I agree. That does sound very tight indeed, yes. This isn't even really hardstyle, this is just what's it called? Hard tech. Or even hard sci. Sounds like a rhythm game map. Beat Saber stuff. Very energetic, yes. Overall, the kick could stand out a bit more in these spaces where all of the things are playing, but that's really hard to do because then it's going to stand out too much in other spaces maybe. Here we go. Now I'm hoping for something really brutal.
Oh boy.
Same vibes again, but I love it again. Also here the kick and bass could stand out quite a bit more actually. This track is called Oh Boy _ Work in Progress 3. My main points would be, yes, the kick and bass could be a bit louder, and use the stereo field, dude. There's so much room available stereo field wise. You should get a diamond shape on the analyzer like this. If it's fully mastered, that is. Nice, wide, strong stereo field. But overall, yes, very strong, very cool groove. I mean, the groove is just 1/8 notes, but it's executed well. And that's all you need. Great submission. We have 2 more submissions right now. This is At Least One Coffee with Corretto. Obviously, coffee is involved in his titles. We have another meme track, I guess? Or is this some kind of... what's it called? A kind of EDM old school thing? Somebody will write in the chat the genre that it is. Very funky. Electro step, isn't it? Is that what I'm thinking of? Well, thank you, Daniela, for stopping by. Electro swing. Yes, electro swing. That's what this is. Here we go. To be honest, it could use a bass line here. Just a nice offbeat bass. Not something crazy like the last track, but at least something there, that there's a sub and that there's some extra groove into it. I mean, the groove is there, but you can also have that in the sub bass. The chords sound really childish, but I guess it works for this kind of music. That's kind of the idea that I get from this. This is great, the vocals are great. On which channel should you send the link? Right here, feedback on stream. You join here on the landing page. There you can add my music to your playlist. And then you scroll down, feedback on stream, and you post it right here. It is indeed very minimal, but it's always something new happening, which is good, right? Progression throughout the whole thing. Now we have a new melody. I assume that at some point there's going to be a different instrument playing it, or the melody is going to change up. Yeah, actually both. And then it comes back, yeah. So there's a little tie to the part that was there before. I'm also working on a track right now, and it's still a lot of cosmetics to do and an abrupt end, but so far, but maybe I can show you my idea here. Of course, yes, that's why I'm here. That's literally the point of the stream. Honestly, I would like a little bit more drum fills and fills for the kick, so that the drum loops and the kick, and maybe eventually even bass if you decide to add one, have a little bit more variation to it, so that they are a little bit more in line with the variations that you have in the rest of the elements. Jaza Lucid Dream, I think we already listened to this track, no? Hypersound. We heard this before, you posted it before today. Yeah, here. At 7:30. Jaza Lucid Dream 10-6-23. Oh, it plays again, I don't want that. This is the same 10-6-23, it's the same thing, it's the same track. I'm not going to listen to the same track twice in the same stream. If you missed it, I'm sorry if you missed it, Hypersound. But this, wait, what's it called? This stream is available even after it's finished, so you can just go back and watch it again and just find all of the points that I say about it. Yeah, you probably missed it when I listened to it. That's unfortunate, but I'm not going to listen to the same track again. That's a little bit silly. Either way, Barono, let's go. Unknown Identity. This is a little idea of his that he wants a little bit of extra help with. Very loud already there on the impact. I don't know if this is already mastered. It is, yeah, very loud, so I'm assuming that this is mastered. I'm gonna turn my volume down in preparation. The kicks at the beginning are just placeholders, so you're gonna like put an impact there or something. Here we go. Yeah, the kicks in the intro is a lot louder than the kick and bass you have here, which should also be cleaned. Very much so. Watch this video on kick and bass cleaning. That should help you, because then it translates a lot better to PA systems and other people's speakers when you do that. Because it may sound nice on your system now, but that's because you process it on your particular system, and now you need to make it ready for all of the systems. Here we come with the first leads and stuff like that. Overall, the idea is cool. There's a lot of cool sound design in here with nice atmospheres. I would like to hear the energy go up in a little bit. Offbeat hats, a clap, some sequences. Drop out the atmosphere so you have a lot more space for the sequences, and sequences are usually higher energy than the atmospheres. So by removing the atmospheres, you actually increase the energy, because an atmosphere, you know, being very slow, relaxing, that's not really what you want in the high energy part of your track. Vietnam street food, by the way, welcome. I just glanced over the chat and I saw your name popping up. I didn't say hello yet. I like the sound design, really cool. Just a saw wave pitching up and down with a little bit of a filter. It's nice and melodic. Now we should go back into something here, or maybe into the break. Honestly, at this point I wouldn't reintroduce that same melody because you've already kind of used the idea throughout the whole section. So now it's time for another element to shine. Here as well, that fill synth we've used before, so do something else. Like those sounds, yeah. See, now we have a snare as well. Overall, this track is very, very mono as well. Here the percussions, now I notice it. But the bass has been completely mono as well. You don't really want that. And with the track feeling so empty, right, this is just atmospheres, where it's all the drums are playing, so this would be a high energy part. If the hat's coming in, we should have it beat like open hat, but okay. Still the high energy part, so there should be all kinds of stuff happening here. Do you have any videos on mastering in Ableton? Not yet, but I might be working on something. And what's my take on the new Push 3? I don't see the use for it personally, but I can see it being helpful for others in production. To me, it's just too expensive for a controller that I probably would find a gimmick for a couple of days and then would say, okay, now what? That sounded out of key. That melody there. That screamy sound was pretty cool. I agree, yeah, the sound design is great. It just needs more stuff happening to keep up the energy. That's a very loud riser. Risers don't need to be that loud and prominent. They're supporting elements. Either way, overall great track. There's a lot of detail work to figure out. And hopefully I could give you a bunch of different ideas on how to get further with it, how to progress the idea. Either way, we have Quam RKZZ with Glassy Memories. Memories, yes. Also great, dark, abstract intro here. Vocals could be more clear here in terms of the mix. Again, the point of a vocal is to tell a story, so you need to mix them in order that they sit on top of everything else so that you can hear them. Remember that your listener cannot hear the vocal soloed, so they don't know what it says. They can just hear the whole song. Kick and bass is clean enough, I would say. It just goes back to zero there, so there's definitely been some cleaning work done. The kick sound itself is a little bit strange, because normally you would have like a little gap right after the transient, so you get that extra punch from it. Nice sound design though. Yeah, the kick sounds really strong at the like 500 hertz range. I would definitely dip, maybe even also the bass there. But the kick definitely, like 5 dB, just cut it out at 600 hertz ish. Because that's kind of the nasally area and I don't like that frequency range. Remove any fundamentals from your snare. From your snare you only really want high frequencies. No strong fundamental here, is what I'm hearing. But overall, like as I said, the sound design is great. It's just a few mixing decisions at this point that you need to make here. I can already see that this was mastered because of the loudness that it has. And all the issue is your stereo field use. Again, all of the synths are just mono. The only thing that's actually adding stereo here is the delays. You want your synths themselves to just be wide. Your hi-hats and snares should have more energy above like 10k. Even at 8k they should start rolling up, but you have a little hump here, I would say. 2 more likes for 35. You're really going for the goal today, aren't you? I might have to disappoint you because if there's no more submissions, I'm just going to stop. Because I do have some work to do in terms of editing and preparing videos and posting stuff. So if you do want to get there, now is your chance to do so. The kick is definitely the biggest issue, I do agree, yes, it's a strange kick. Here the vocal sits in it well enough that we can understand it. And just part of that has to do with the fact that there's no other elements playing apart from that block there. But still here, the vocal, it's not really understandable. Maybe even the effects is a little bit too much. Now we get the hype on the way. I want to hear a strong build up and then going into this acid line and full energy, high energy. Let's see. I like that. Kind of a crazy synth because it stays on one place a lot, I see. I like the modulation of the length of the notes. Again, the snare has a very strong fundamental or something like that. Also, it's completely mono, which I don't like. The same with the synths, as I said. It does sound a little bit like what Klaus would do, but it would have more real-world instruments if Klaus did it. It's definitely that kind of sub-heavy feeling that some of his tracks also have. Very strong impact there. I think you should probably lower that a little bit in volume. You go back into it. It's nice and strong here. Again, if you make a few changes to the mix, mainly on the stereo and the hi-hats and stuff, then this is a great track. And if you change your kick and snare, or at least change your snare so that it doesn't have that strong fundamental. Overall very groovy, I like it. Very slightly. Maybe you guys should collab. Maybe more than slight. like to make a small fade-in on my snares to get control of the transient. Yes, that's how you separate the transient from the kick and the snare. Is remove the snare transient completely. Because you just need the noisy part from it anyway. You don't really need its like impact. Overall, great track. Very, very nice. There's a few details, and then the kick is a slight bigger issue, I would say. Making another kick for this. But overall, just use your stereo field. I think that's the main takeaway from today's feedback stream. If you guys want to learn anything from today collectively, is to use the stereo field because it's there, and it's one of the 3 key elements of all of your tracks, together with volume and spectrum. I'm going to end it here. I have some other work to do, making sure that you guys have videos to watch next week. Thank you guys all for coming for today. We had a lot of submissions. Actually, let me count how many we had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We had this one twice. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27 tracks, wow. That in and of itself may be a record. Either way, thank you guys all for coming. This is going to be the end of the stream. There will be, from now on, every Sunday, a feedback stream. And I might do a challenge once in a while during the week, if there's enough people enthusiastic about it, or if I have a cool idea or something like that. Other than that, I'm just going to continue doing production streams. I will work maybe on a new high-tech track. I might work on some of the other projects that I have going on. I may do a mixing stream next week. I just have to see whatever I'm interested in. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.